What's going on, YouTube? SoCal Actual here. Happy Friday. Happy to be back with you guys. Hope you guys had an awesome week, and I hope you guys, had all your dreams come true. Hope your ammo dreams came true, even though they issued that stay, so we can't get them to our door unless you're an FFL03. But hopefully, everything you ordered during Freedom, a few days of of ammo freedom, 3 days. I hope everything was able to come. Hope you got a bunch of ammo just stockpiled up, and hopefully you're going to use it too. I know it's been raining and everything like that, but hopefully the weather's will be nice pretty soon, so you guys can get out there and use all your freedom seeds. So, what are we talking about today? Let's see. I don't know, anything important on the table. Maybe my vise, my punch block, the screwdrivers. No, it's the AUG. I got a freaking AUG, guys. Oh my god. So this is kind of what I've been teasing for the past couple of videos and stuff like that, but I was kind of waiting for all my parts to come in so I could really present it to you guys. And I am just super excited to talk about this. It's a freaking AUG, man. And not only is it an AUG, it's a we're able to get these in California, and it's incredibly exciting for me. This has never been really a dream gun of mine. I kind of more so recently, within the past couple of years, started kind of looking at them, and I've been seeing them, and I never really was interested in bullpup rifles before. I did get a chance to get behind a VHS. I didn't get to shoot it, but I got to hold it and everything, and I kind of wasn't sold on it. Never really was too big of a fan of the Steyr, and I think it's like nearly impossible to get a FAMAS here, but the AUG always appealed to me. It always just looked amazing, even from being from the late 60s, early 70s. It just still looks really good to this day, and they haven't changed that much as far as the overall look goes. They've been modernized a good bit, but they still look amazing to me. So yeah, this is what we're talking about today. We're talking about my AUG. So let me look at my notes. Runaway pencil here. So this right here is just the Steyr AUG M3, and this is the California compliant variant. So if you go out there, they do have California compliant variants readily available through various places like Atlantic Firearms, Rifle Gear, I think has them. I've even seen them at Turner's. I've seen the white versions at Turner's. So these are something we can pick up in California. Now, when you get the California compliant version, yours is gonna come with a fin grip. It's gonna come with a thread protector on the end of the barrel, and it's also going to come with the vertical grip that normally comes with the AUG removed. You do not get that in the box. I think they just keep it, so you don't get that. And you get a 20-inch barrel instead of I think it's the 14.5-inch barrel that they're coming with now for everyone else outside of California. But for ours, you'll get the 20-inch barrel. Now, normally when someone's getting the California compliant variant of something, it's it's extremely neutered. It's not anything anybody would want to be jealous of or really want over the normal variant. But the one thing we have going for us in California with the California compliant version is the 20-inch barrel, which is the barrel that these the AUGs originally came with, and now they're shorter. But the California one is the only one that comes standard with the 20-inch. They do make a 24-inch heavy barrel, and they do make 14-inch barrels. I don't know if they make a 16-inch, but the other non-California compliant ones come with the other sizes. But for my research and kind of being in the AUG community now, in the forums and the discords and everything on the Reddits, people really want these 20-inch barrels, man, because they're smooth shooters. They feel amazingly. And I actually did get to field this last weekend at the range, and it shoots beautifully. It's amazing. So before we get into this, let's go ahead and clear this. Let me move my mic here so I can touch that. So to clear this, I have to charge this to the rear, and I don't know if I'll be able to lock it. Oh god, that hurt. I don't know if I'll be able to lock this back. Yeah, I have to drop the comp mag in here, and I'll talk about how we have this compliant in a second here. Let me readjust my mic. Kind of got knocked here. So put that up. Right now we should be able to lock it back. There we go. All right, so it is on safe, and if you can see here, it's clear. Nothing going on but the red as usual. Clear. Drop this down here. Oh, I have to do this thing with the comp mag for the AUG to act like there's nothing in there. God, just that goes back. All right. Let's continue looking at my notes here. All right, so for the Maglock solution, I have a comp mag. Now, if you go onto the website for comp mag, it'll straight up tell you like, don't use this with bullpups. It's not designed for the bullpups because you can't like split them. But the Generation 1 comp mag, which came out a bunch of years ago, just happens to work really well with the AUG because you're still able to lock it into place and remove it when you need to. But you still have to like, get in there internally. So it is still fixed. It still is a fixed mag solution. If you use a Gen 2 comp mag, which uses a different mechanism to lock, you may be able to insert it into the stock. I don't know if you're going to be able to get it off though. That's the only thing here. I just have no idea if you're going to be able to remove it. So the people on the AUG forums who have AUGs in like New York and other people who have AUGs in California, they recommended either just go straight up with the fin grip, and or if you need to have Maglock, go with the comp mag, because that's the only Maglock solution we have here for the AUG. So you can get it if you could find the Gen 1. I had to go on Reddit to find somebody who had an older one that they never used, and I purchased it, and it works perfectly fine. It loads great. It fires perfectly fine. It is super slow to load and annoying, so I might actually go back and forth between using the fin grip and everything for that, but for now the comp mag's on there. Now when I do run the fin grip, I'll have to remove this flash hider, and I'll have to remove the vertical grip, because then it's going to become featureless, and those are considered evil features according to California DOJ. So I do have a Magpul angled foregrip coming for this, and I also have a J comp. I think Strike Industries makes it, but it's a J compensator that I'm gonna swap it. So whenever I feel like running the fin grip, so I can just freely remove the mags, I'm gonna swap this to the vertical grip, and I'm gonna swap this flash hider to the J comp, and it might even run a little bit smoother. Got a Surefire light on here. The rail here is the Corvius. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's Corvio something defense, and they make an M-lock rail that attaches to where the vertical grip used to be, so you can mount your accessories. It does come with an accessory rail right here, but I don't really see anyone use this. I mean, a lot of people do use it for a flashlight, but it's so far back. You're going to be hitting a lot of the barrel and the flash in the flash hider and the muzzle device when you're using a flashlight for that. I have an EOTech EXPS on here. This is the one I had to RMA to Surefire. So they sent it back to me. It works perfectly fine. It's already zeroed with this, and I'm gonna get maybe like a 3x magnifier for this too. I don't know which company I'm gonna go with. I'd love the EOTech one, but it's extremely expensive. But we'll see when that time comes. What else do we got? So I wanted to talk a little bit about if you're interested in buying an AUG in California. So like I was saying, you can get the California compliant one, but just know all of the California compliant AUGs are considered NATO AUGs. So the NATO AUGs are the ones that take the normal Stenag or the normal M16 AR-15 magazines. The standard AUG takes AUG magazines, and those are the really cool translucent clear ones. And also Magpul makes P mags for the AUG that are straight up AUG mags. But if you want the California compliant variant, you'll have to settle for the NATO. And what you don't get with the NATO AUG is there's a bolt release that's here on the standard edition AUG. You do not get that with the NATO AUG. I think Steyr is working on a stock right now that is NATO compatible that will have a bolt release, but for now they do not have bolt releases on the mags that are on the stocks that fit the NATO, that are the NATO stocks for the AUG. So if you want a California compliant standard AUG, you'd have to purchase a standard AUG and then get it converted. You'd have to probably send it through a third party, a middleman FFL, get it converted, get everything, get the fin grip on there. You'd probably either have to swap to a 20-inch barrel, or you'd have to get a pin and welded barrel extension for that 14.5 inch barrel. And, you know, once that's settled up, then you can have your standard AUG, which people, you know, way more so recommend over the NATO AUG, simply for the fact that you get that bolt release. And, you know, because it's an AUG, why, you know, you might as well just get the normal AUG mags for it. But if you like, you know, using all the same magazines for all your ARs and stuff like that, then I think the NATO option is a really good option too. It comes in 3 colors. It comes in OD, which is the one I have here, which randomly is more expensive than black, sand, and white. The OD one is more expensive. I think it's because it's like the original AUG color, so it makes sense. I had to get it in OD. Like, to me, you don't get an AUG unless you get the OD at least, and then you could just buy the other stocks, which is really cool. Like, the stocks for these are just $350, so you can, you know, spend a little bit of coin, and if you want to, you know, get a different color or something like that. And again, they come in black, they come in mud, and they come in white as well, if you want to, you know, get your Arctic look on. I'm saying that word really bad. But yeah, so I mean, you know, like I said, I fielded it earlier. It shoots amazingly. I have no issues at all. It's very accurate. Like, I was actually more accurate with this thing than I was. I took my M16A2 out there to zero that out, and to up to 50 yards, I was just, you know, zeroing, and I was just doing really well with this. It feels really good to shoot. Bullpups feel really, really good. Now, you know, the elephant in the room, which is really not that big of an elephant, because everyone knows if you get a bullpup, you're not going to like the trigger that much. And my M16 just so happens to have a two-stage trigger in it. So I got to compare shooting a 2-stage trigger for the first time as well as a bullpup trigger for the same time. And yeah, that 2-stage trigger is crazy. Like, it's really good. This one, I'm so used to shooting mil-spec triggers on ARs that I didn't mind this. Like, it is a bit like different of a feeling as far as the trigger pull, and it isn't like the greatest trigger I've ever experienced, but I don't mind it, and I can see why people don't like it, but I can also see why people don't mind it either. It's, you know, it's fine. It just feels a little bit strange because, you know, all the mechanisms are really back here, but, you know, once you kind of figure it out, it's perfectly fine. Also, you know, if you're thinking about getting AUG, you know, one caveat is these things are expensive, man. Like, I think, you know, for a standard AUG before any conversion stuff, these are around like $1,600. The California compliant ones are closer to $2,000. And then, you know, flying in all the parts and getting all the other stuff, because the aftermarket, it does have a decent aftermarket. It's nowhere near as healthy as an AR-15 aftermarket, but there is an aftermarket for the AUG. But those components are also pretty expensive as well. Even down to like case deflectors. I saw Corvius Defense has a case deflector, and I looked it up the other day, and it's like $152. But someone on Etsy does make them for like a lot cheaper. But if you want like the branded one that's made from Corvius, you know, you're gonna pay some money. Even like aftermarket scopes that Steyr makes for the AUGs that you can put on here, they cost, you know, anywhere from like $350 to $800 depending on which one you get. So it is, you know, it is a platform that, you know, will cost you some money. It's not it's inexpensive as the AR-15, but it's one of those like cool factor things, and these things are extremely reliable and they run really well. So you know, this was probably my favorite purchase of the past couple of years. I was super excited to get this. But yeah, so I mean, you know, that was pretty much, you know, what I had for you guys today. Just wanted to talk about the AUG I got, and, you know, hopefully in the future I can get some, you know, some videos of me like actually doing stuff with these. I haven't figured out how to set that stuff up. I might need like another person, and I don't really have that yet because I'm kind of just solo dolo here, but we'll see, maybe. And I think next time we'll go over one of my handguns in the next video. So, you know, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the videos. Hope you're having a good time just kind of chilling with me and going over some of my collection. Feel free to, you know, say something in the comments if you want to, you know, spark up a conversation on something. But until next time, SoCal Actual, you guys have a good one and have a great weekend. Thank you.